Oh man, so this is an emergency update because we've got a red market, but Fantom and Bitcoin are lining up for their next big move, and I'm going to show you the key levels in the charts from a technical perspective for those looking to trade. So if you want to see this entry, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want to trade any of these moves with me, check out the links to BYBIT, links in the description to get yourself up to $4,000 in bonuses, which you can use to trade, and PRIMEXBT, which offers you up to $7,000 in bonuses, which you can use to trade as well. Now here on Fantom, on the hourly chart, you can see we are in this ascending wedge, and what you can see from this wedge is we have a bearish bias. Be very careful. We entered this pattern in a bearish pattern, therefore the likelihood of breaking to the downside is greater than to the upside. But you've noticed two really strong hourly candles, which is why I had to bring you this emergency update, showing that we are getting ready to move from the bottom here, which is the bottom of this wedge at 22 cents, and make a move towards about 26 cents, which could be really important here at the top of the channel. From there, we have two scenarios. Are we going to manage to break through this and break to the upside? If we do, our measured move to the upside could be as high here as 35 cents, or if what happens is that we end up getting rejected from the top side, come back down and break to the downside, then our price target could be something more like, let's just show you, let's move the price target to the downside, closer towards here at the bottom side, 16 cents. Now remember, 15 cents is an important level for Fantom. That coincides with the bottom of the cup and handle pattern it formed in 2021. So a really important support level for Fantom at around 14 to 15 cents. So this is what we need to look out for now for this next big trade. Is, are we going to go to the top of the channel? If do we get a breakout and confirmation to the top side? Or do we fall out from the bottom and therefore have price targets closer to 16? That is what I'm looking out for. Now we need to take mark of where the wider macroeconomy is. You guys know me. I'll share you a chart pattern, but at the same time we've got to align where is the market, and right now the market is bearish towards the downside. So it doesn't mean we can't break to the upside, but it means that we're going against momentum to do so. So even if we do break, you've got to be very careful with your take profits, because it's more likely that we fall back over again, because the wider sentiment in the market is to the downside. I mean, to give you evidence behind that, here's the markets right now. I mean, you've got major US indices down hard. The Russell 2000 down 4%. You got the Nasdaq down 3.7%, 3% on the S&P, and 2.3% on the Dow, which just goes to show how tricky this market is right now, and the bias is indeed to the downside. Now, more importantly, for all coins to move in a certain direction, what do we need? We need Bitcoin to move in a similar direction, and what we can see is Bitcoin is also forming a critical pattern. It's forming a symmetrical triangle pattern. You remember we traded this double M pattern and it went to the downside, and now you can see we're creating this type of pattern in here. And the question is, again, where do we break out from here? Again, we're getting the nice confirmation of support from the bottom, which is fantastic, which gives us the clue that maybe we can start creating a little bit of a rally towards the top side, to the top of the wedge, roughly at about the 22,700 range. Can we attempt that? Now, if we break to the upside, let's go ahead and get ourselves a rough price target here. We can take the measure move, and what you can do is you can put it on the point of the breakout. So if we break out from about here, what you'd be looking for is this could get you back in the 27K region. However, the more likelihood scenario is breaking to the downside. And if we do indeed get the rejection, which looks something like this, and we break to the downside, then price targets suggest that you could be falling as low, which won't be fun, as 17,700. So that's my first price target now, officially under 20K as shown by the technical analysis. And unfortunately, the bearish bias is here, so we've got to tend towards the downside. So you guys can set up for this trade either way by waiting for confirmations of breakout of the trend. You can do so using BYBIT, you can do so using PRIMEXBT. Those are the two platforms I use for day trading. Now remember, when you're doing your day trading, or you're doing your swing trading, or even scalp trading, make sure you've got your stop loss in place. Make sure you write down your thesis on a post-it note. You guys know me, I love a cheeky post-it note. Put in my stop loss, put in my take profit, make sure I've calculated my risk and the maximum I could lose. I never touch leverage, I don't margin trade, and I keep it very simple on spot. So if you guys want to follow me and you want to make those trades, get yourself set up, practice with a bit of a lunch money, practice with a little bit of a coffee money, which you're not going to miss if it goes, and that way you can learn this skill of creating a little bit of wealth anytime you need it through trading. So those are the patterns I'm seeing. Remember guys, don't try not to go against the trend. The most likely trend here is breaking to the downside, but at the same time, if we get a breakout from this pattern, be prepared to have a quick trade to the price target and then take your profits and get back out, because the wider sentiment is still to the downside, and I'm not suggesting that we're creating any reversal longer term whatsoever. If you want my views on the longer term of where we're heading on Bitcoin and altcoins, go watch my video from a couple of hours ago where I break down on-chain metrics, I break down what the FOMC did, I broke down what the wider economy is feeling and why they're upset, and why I don't think midterm why we don't really have a chance of recovering massively, and that is why I'm preparing for a little bit of a sustained period of downside. But in that downside, I want to trade this volatility with you guys, because otherwise it gets really boring. Obviously we're going to dollar cost average, obviously I'm going to add to my positions, I'll let you know when I'm doing that, but at the same time I want to be able to trade, I want to be able to make a little bit in this boring market, and this is the way to do so. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. If you want to see more trading videos like this, let me know so I can give you a balance of the macroeconomic long stuff. I can give you some of the shorter term trading stuff as well. Hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.